Testing, testing. 1, 2, 3. It's your gal, Juliberry. Hello, everybody. Happy Sunday in the afternoon. Unheard of. What? The sun is still rising. Hello, everyone. Let's see what you got here first. What's going on, Minnie? Hi, Spook. Hi, Chrissy. Hello, Moon. Long time no see. And hello, Scope. Oh my gosh. We got the whole gang in here. I gotta go touch grass. Hold on. Grass has been pet. Pet moment. Oh my goodness. Gamers. Welcome in. You lost your streak? No. This is so sad. I've missed y'all so much. I've been gone a whole week because I've been cooking. I've been cooking on TikTok, and I posted some TikToks that I'm super proud of, and hopefully this will lead to more content outside of Twitch. I currently want to make a compilation video of Lethal Company. So y'all have only ever seen me play Lethal Company that one time on stream with Mads and all those fun people. Well, I want to go in and make a compilation video. Pepper, welcome in, and thank you so much for that lurk. Yeah, so hopefully that will be coming out in the near future. I also want to make like a trailer for my channel, because I know there's like a thing, like I always get notified about it whenever I open my Twitch channel. It's all like, ooh, post your official trailer here. And I'm like, I don't have one. Oops. So maybe that's something to work on in the future. Don't ever let streamer cook it. Or is this an N-Will/J? Oh my gosh, Lamau. I cook if I want. Thank you for the hydrate. Yeah. This is cooking. I got lists and lists of things. I gotta pick all that up now. Hold on. Well, anyways, today... Hold on. Oh my gosh, there's one standing up. That's crazy. Whoa! Okay. Who's ready to get into some reading? I am. But first off, I don't know what I'm gonna read, guys. Because I have... Now read fic in Japanese. Oh, that's funny, Witchy. Oh, that's very funny. The Minecraft bosses are stinky? Aww. I don't think they're that bad. Let me close out all these things. Guys, I don't know. The cricket one? Is that the one that, Clover! Ah! Cricket fic. Is that the one by Sircantus? Because I think I know the one you're talking about. They just tweeted about it. Because I have it, like up here. TGP, please, I need to see the angst. TGP's on Tuesdays. That's Tommy Tuesday, Manny. And I read that with Kit. Come on, you know this. I can't read it without Kit. And besides, I'm still working on all those YouTube videos. So I want to edit those. That's Tommy, I refuse to read TGP without Kit Sidge. Crimson Prison, welcome in, welcome in. I will convince you in the Discord. I don't want to spam the chat. Hey, convince me in stream ideas. Convince me in stream ideas. I'm sorry, Manny. I'm sorry. I'm already caught up with TGP anyways. But yeah, I can't read TGP without Kit. It's a sacred bond between us. All right. Yippee! Yippee! All right. Let me... Because I was thinking about starting Change Fate by being aggressively kind, but that has...
Never back down, never what?
Never give up. Never back down, never what? Never give up! Let me see. Works. Where is it? Bum, 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 bum. My goodness, it's like all the way down here. Because I wanted to read the pirate fic too. Here it is. Cricket. Frowny face. That's me gonna try and convince you to play Terraria on stream. Okay. Good luck. Good luck. All right. It's only 5K words.
Never back down, never what?
Oh my goodness.
Never give up.
Yo, to Worlds Unknown! Welcome in! I was thinking about reading the prison, the pirate fic. All right, I'm gonna pause sound alerts now because we are gonna start getting into the fic now, and I don't want it to be too distracting. So I will pause it. Sound alerts are paused. It's only 5K, you can read too. I know, I can read too. All right. Let me get the lore playlist on and we'll read some cricket. We'll read some funny fic. All right. Jay's lore playlist. Boom. I joined the Discord and now I'm gonna send a new fic you can read on stream. Okay. Usually I only read fics that I've read or from like authors that I know. But I will look through them. Like if you ever have any recs, I'll look through them, and if I, you know. Okay, where's the button? Let me make this full screen. All right. Cricket! Frowny face. Okay. This is awesome. Do you know how Yes, I do. I know the author quite well. That's Sana. I've read through their fic before. It's been a while, but I think it's completed now, isn't it? Yes, Sana! We love Sana. I miss Sana too. I always see her like in my TikTok notifications sometimes. Her fic is amazing. I know. Yeah. Maybe I will read that one. But you know, sometimes I'll read shorter fics on here, or one shots, because you know sometimes they can get kind of long. But we'll see. We'll see. I've been so sad. I no longer have my bumpkin emote. Oh no, Clover, you don't have your bumpkin emote? I thought I put him back. Did I take him away? Oh, I did. Oh, but you know what? We do have Bumpkin Glock. Bumpkin Glock? I think this is it. Dang it. That didn't work. Guys, I promise there's a Bumpkin Glock emote. It's in the, yeah. There is a fic recommendation channel. Thank you, Witchy. Not me thinking about modding Witchy. Witchy knows how to look out for me. Oh, we gotta touch grass now. Okay. Oh, you can't even see me. There, I did it. Okay. Okay, I'm going to read now. There it is, Bumpkin Glock. Thank you, Spooks. Yeah. I put it, yeah. Okay, anyways. Reading mode time, so I'm not going to be reading chat as much. Y'all be angsty and cry amongst yourselves. I don't know how angsty this is. It's, let's see. Yeah, 5K. Let's get it to 100 comments, guys. Okay. So this is Cricket by Sircantus. I am very excited. Based off true events. Oh my. What was it? Siblings, twins. Oh, twins duo. We love twins duo. Oh man. Modern humor, comedy, hijinks, and shenanigans. Thank you so much for the lurk, Spook. Yeah. Let's do this. Okay. Wilbur tilts his head and tries to keep an ear out for the telltale sound of chirping. But the room is as quiet as it can be, save for Tommy's complaining groan in the corner. Are you sure it's a cricket? Yes! Wilbur listens again. I don't hear anything. It's a cricket. I saw it with my own 2 eyes. It wasn't a grasshopper. It wasn't green. It was all brown and ugly and evil. The cricket isn't out to get you, Tommy. That's what it fucking wants you to think. No angst, only cricket. Let's go. At the time of posting this, there is currently a cricket still being contained in my closet. It terrified me for a whole hour last night. I am a weak man, and the cricket left me in tears. So I wrote SBI suffering about it, naturally. Naturally. Oh my goodness. It starts with Tommy screaming. But it's not the type of screaming that he usually does. The loud shrieking, "Oh my god, how dare you," kind, which is usually less out of shock and more for the annoyance factor. It's not the angry, roaring, "I can't fucking believe you" sort either, which makes sense. That's mostly reserved for when he's a sore loser during family game nights. No, this scream, the one that echoes down the hall and rings in Will's ears, is something of actual terror and fear. It's the kind that, "Someone help me, I need help," and is actually deadly serious. So Wilbur, being the oh-so-amazing big brother he is, launches himself off from his bed upon instinct and runs out of his room to answer the call. He nearly slams into the doorway when he reaches Tommy's room, but he focuses on scanning the place for any obvious threat, hovering by the door with his arms raised out. "Tommy!" he yells, looking upon a mess of things on the carpet, scattered papers and pens and a toppled chair, like someone jumped away from the desk against the wall and nearly took the damn desk with them. "What happened? What's—" He stops upon seeing Tommy is not in any imminent danger, and is instead pressed up against the wall in the corner of his room, a shoe held in his shaking hand, his eyes wide open and glued to the floor, searching around for something. "What are you doing?" "It's here," Tommy answers cryptically. Like a character in the opening to a horror movie. "It's fucking here, I saw it!" Wilbur tries to follow Tommy's line of sight, glancing over the rug and kicking a paper to the side, which makes Tommy jump and shrink back against the wall even more. "What's here?" Wilbur asks, crouching down to pick up one of the papers. "Is this your homework?" "No, don't!" Tommy snaps his hand out as Wilbur is halfway to the ground, and Wilbur freezes, stuck in a weird squatting position as both him and Tommy are locked into an intense staring contest. "You're gonna fucking die," Tommy informs with his finger pointed out, with all the weight of a prophet who's seen terrible, terrible things. Wilbur is starting to wonder if this really is the start of a horror movie. It better not be. All the boxes are checked off for it. Phil's not home. It's late at night. None of them have self-preservation. He doesn't want to star in a horror movie. He doesn't think he's got it in him to outrun a serial killer. "What am I going to die from?" Wilbur questions slowly, as to not spook Tommy any more than he already is. "And also, can I move?" "Move away! Go towards the door!" Wilbur does so gratefully. He may be decently fit enough to not lose his breath when going upstairs, but he's not really one for squats. Tommy's shoulders drop with a bit of relief as soon as Will is closer to the hall, and his eyes go back to scanning over the floor, the shoe held out like a shield. Wilbur observes the clues for a bit, looking for something on the ground, shoe being used as a weapon, and he comes upon a reasonable conclusion. "Did you scream right now because of a fucking spider?" "No!" Tommy spits out, taking a step forward, and then immediately squishing himself back into the corner of his room. "It's a cricket." "A what?" "It's a fucking cricket!" Tommy yells, a little hysterical with it. "I saw. It was on me. It was on my papers. It was gonna try and bite me. I could see the evil in its beady little eyes." Wilbur struggles hard not to let a laugh leave his throat. His lips press together for a long moment before he says anything. "I don't think crickets bite people." "This one does," Tommy mutters under his breath, distrust and hatred flowing through his eyes. "I bet you this one does. It evolved and went against its nature to grow teeth, and it's gonna bite me because it hates me." Wilbur clears his throat to cover up a snort. Judging by Tommy's withering glare, he did not hide it well enough. "Don't fucking laugh!" "I'm not," Wilbur says over a short chuckle. He clears his throat again at Tommy's deep frown. "I'm not." "It's not funny, man!" Tommy lowers the shoe, head thumping against the wall as he tries to back into it again. "I don't know where it went." There's an honest distress creeping into his voice, and Wilbur's heart has a little shred of sympathy. "Okay, Wilbur reaches for the light switch, letting the room go much brighter, since the only light source in the room before was a single knocked-over lamp on the desk. Where did you last see it? On my desk, Tommy says hesitantly, cradling his shoe to his chest whilst keeping an eye on the carpet around him. But it jumped off when I tried moving away, and now I don't know where it is. Well, it's not like it's gone far. Wilbur tilts his head and tries to keep an ear out for the telltale sound of chirping, but the room is quiet as it can be, save for Tommy's complaining groan in the corner. Are you sure it's a cricket? Yes! Wilbur listens again. I don't hear anything. It's a cricket! I saw it with my own 2 eyes. It wasn't a grasshopper. It wasn't green. It was all brown and ugly and evil. The cricket isn't out to get you, Tommy. That's what it fucking wants you to think. Tommy holds the shoe up again, warily looking around like said bug is going to lunge at him any second now. I'm getting like the shivers now thinking of crickets. Wilbur sighs through his nose and looks up to the ceiling for a split second in an effort to gather his bearings. He can't tell if the feeling in his chest is fondness or exasperation. Maybe it's both. Tommy usually inspires both at the same time. Here, why don't you just come over here and give me the shoe and I'll look for it right now, Wilbur offers, and Tommy's eyes go comically wide at the thought of leaving his corner. It's not going to kill you if you move, Wilbur tries to say reassuringly, but it comes out more deadpan, if anything. Are you actually terrified of this cricket? I'm not, Tommy hisses, all upset and snappish like a feral kitten. I'm not, he repeats. When Wilbur makes a skeptical look, it's just a bug, I'm not scared of it, Tommy insists, but it sounds more like he's trying to convince himself other than Wilbur. Wilbur doesn't say anything more and only lifts up a beckoning hand for both the shoe and for Tommy to stop trying to become one with the wall. Tommy stares at the gesture with his brows furrowed together, his lips pressed into a twisted frown. Then he spares one last glance around his feet and practically throws himself across the room, trying to move with little steps as possible. He more or less slams into Wilbur's side in the haste to get to safety, and Wilbur stumbles for a second as Tommy shoves the shoe into his hands and twists around him, pressing into his back with the relative safety of the hallway in reach, and Wilbur now being a shield between himself and the possibly cricket infested area. Okay, Tommy whispers, as if the cricket will hear them. He stands on his toes with his chin on Will's shoulder, eyes peeking over. Okay, now kill it. I have to find it first. Find it, then kill it, Tommy says, lowering himself back down and creeping over to the doorway, hugging it whilst he sends his beloved older brother to war. Show it no mercy. The crickets will come to fear me, and the lethality. What? Lethality? How do you pronounce that? Not the cricket emotes. Oh my gosh. Like lethal, itty, lethality. That's fancy. Lethality of this shoe. The crickets will come to fear me and the lethality of the shoe. Oh my gosh. Wilbur drawls as he shakes the shoe mid-air. Hold on, let me get my slipper. The crickets will come to fear me and the lethality of this shoe. Wilbur drawls as he shakes the shoe midair. He steps over the papers and on the ground and starts to look for this supposed cricket, as Tommy begins to recount his traumatizing experience of coming across the creature when he was doing his homework at his desk. Okay, putting my crickets back on. All right. Oh my gosh, so many crickets! Also, first-time chatter, Concarvi, welcome in. We, the cricket army, will get you to join me and my brothers and attack. Oh my gosh! Oh man. He steps over the papers on the ground and starts to look for this supposed cricket, as Tommy begins to recount his traumatizing experience of coming across the creature when he was doing his homework on his desk. And I didn't even see it jump. I didn't see shit. I just blinked and it was suddenly there, trying to eat my skin. Still pretty sure they don't bite people. It was gonna eat me. It was hungry, starving for human flesh, Tommy flesh. It's out for me. It's gonna haunt me until the end of my days. It's a cricket. Hold on. Is it gonna say the crickets out loud? No? Thank you so much for the bits. Savage Turtle, welcome in. How many crickets does it take to defeat Neapolitan Trio? God only knows. Oh my goodness. It's a cricket. Wilbur stops searching for a second to glance up at Tommy with a judging look. End of my days, Tommy emphasizes, leaning forward with his chin jutted out. Will rolls his eyes. He drags the chair on the floor back up to its proper position and pauses when he sees something sticking to the side of one of the legs. Hey, I think I found it, Wilbur says, words before disaster. Did you? Honestly? Tommy asks, eyes wide with terror. Kill it, fucking kill it. Wilbur goes to listen, to bravely carry out this ever so important mission given to him by Tommy. He lifts up... Hold on, I gotta get the shoe. Wait, are the text-to-speech things not working? Oh, I'll have to go back and fix that. I'm sorry, Luca. But thank you again for the bit. Holy cow. Okay. Wilbur goes to listen, to bravely carry out this ever so important mission given to him by Tommy. He lifts the shoe up, the cricket's antenna lifting up just the shortest amount. Then it jumps. Did you turn... I don't remember turning it off. Sometimes it turns off itself because it's stupid. I'll fix it though, don't worry. Then it jumps. Faintly, from upstairs in what is presumably Tommy's room, Technoblade hears screaming and the sound of someone crashing into furniture. As the sibling who was put in charge when Phil left the house for his date earlier tonight. Mum's a date? Oh my gosh, cute. He's probably obligated to go check that out. However, he's also the brother with the most self-preservation. And he is not going to be the first to die in a horror movie. He reaches for the remote and turns up the volume of the TV, ignoring the sound of Tommy swearing. Oh! Yo! Thank you for the gifted sub! Holy shnikes! He reaches for the remote and turns up the volume of the TV, ignoring the sound of Tommy swearing profusely in a high-pitched tone. That's not currently his problem. Also, congrats, Concarver, you got a sub. GG. Just kill it, fucking get it! Tommy cries out again, watching Wilbur being wrangled up in an epic showdown against the house cricket. The cricket is winning. Wilbur's lost the shoe. Oh, shit. Okay, he lost the shoe. No shoes for me. He's dropped it somewhere that's currently out of reach, and he's left stumbling around like a madman as the creature from hell keeps jumping into his direction, as if trying to land directly onto him and use his face as a resting spot for the night. Oh my gosh. Will falls backwards into Tommy's desk, topples over the chair he just rightened, rolls across Tommy's bed, and then finally slams into the ground, papers flying up as he frantically kicks his feet to get up and away. Move! Move! Tommy shrieks again, Wilbur tumbling out into the hallway as he slams the door shut, keeping the cricket effectively locked inside. Will sits sprawled out on the floorboards with a panting breath, his life flashing before his eyes, and Tommy grimaces against the wood of his door, whining loudly like he's about to burst into tears. You didn't kill it! Wilbur blinks up at the ceiling. He turns onto his side, curling up into a ball. He groans for approximately 22 seconds. Then he raises his head to Tommy with a grim look. We're gonna need techno for this. Oh my gosh. Techno! Tommy's cry echoes out down the stairs, and Technoblade makes a futile effort to pretend like the TV is louder. Technoblade! This is a life or death matter! Wilbur yells with him, and Techno narrows his eyes towards the screen of the TV, debating if that's good enough qualification for him to get up. If we die, Dad's never gonna leave you in charge again. A threat to his power. Now that's a good reason to mobilize. rising from the couch with all the grace of someone who's already who's ready to get shit done as fast as humanly possible so he can get back to watching something that definitely wasn't a rom-com. Technoblade climbs up the stairs with slight wonder. You know, Technoblade does seem like the kind of guy to watch The Proposal. I love that movie. Technoblade climbs up the stairs with slight wonder over what Tommy and Wilbur have gotten up to this time. Techno! Tommy screams. I'm here. I'm right here. Techno cuts him off, coming down the hall with Wilbur still curled up in a ball on the floor. What's going on? Why is Wilbur dying? He's a casualty. He's a casualty. Tell my wife I love her. Wilbur croaks out, reaching out a hand. You're woefully single, and it's gonna stay that way. Technoblade deadpans. Wilbur turns his plea for help into a glare and a middle finger raised high. What's killed him? There's a cricket in my room, Tommy informs gravely, fist held to his chest with tears in his eyes. That's it? It's an evil cricket, Tommy elaborates, nodding intensely. It tried biting me and it attacked Wilbur's face. I'm gonna have nightmares about this, Wilbur says, mostly to himself, laying flat on his back with his hands clasped over his stomach. I'm going to have to bring up a cricket in therapy and work through the trauma of losing a fight to a bug. I see, Techno says, ignoring his twin's ramblings. He clicks his tongue as if in thought. Well, you need to kill it, Tommy says, moving the torch of responsibility to the eldest in the house. Only by 2 minutes, but 2 minutes more regardless. Wilbur dropped the shoe we were gonna use, but it's in there. And if you can just find it. I'm not going in there. Technoblade shakes his head, holding his hands up like a surrender and making the tiniest step back. What? Wilbur shoots up from the floor, a baffled look on his face. It's a cricket! You kill it then. Technoblade points a finger towards him. No! It killed me. We've gone over this. I'm not going in there, Techno repeats, trying to turn away, something of panic rising up in his voice. You couldn't pay me, couldn't afford me. No! Tommy clings onto his arm, yanking him back. We can't just let it stay in my room. That's not your room anymore, Technoblade says over his shoulder. It's the cricket's room. You're gonna have to move into the kitchen or something. Sleep on the couch. Take one for the team. You take one for the team and fucking kill it, Tommy yells. You're not actually fucking scared of a cricket, are you, Technoblade? Wilbur teases, a grin daring to pull at his lips. Technoblade keeps his head high and doesn't even glance at Will. I know. You're not saying that when I heard you both screaming and someone breaking the whole room over that same cricket not even 5 minutes ago. Wilbur's face goes a little red. He lays back down and resumes being a poor, recovering victim of the cricket. Listen, Techno, please, please. No, I don't want it to stay in there. I have fucking homework to finish. Tommy begs desperately, pulling at Techno's sleeve and sliding down to the floor so that Techno has no choice but to drag his weight if he wants to retreat back downstairs. That's all fine with Technoblade. He can and will bring Tommy down the stairs with him to get back to the couch. If you're not killing it, and I'm not killing it, and Tommy's absolutely not killing it, then we need someone who will. Wilbur reasons, waving his hands through the air in thought. I'm calling Dad. He goes looking through his pocket. Nope, wait. Technoblade quickly makes a 180 and dragging Tommy down the hall again as he goes to stop Wilbur from finding Phil's contact. Do not. He's busy. Do not call him. Well, we're busy fearing for our lives, Tommy yells, hanging off of Techno's arm with his knees skimming over the floorboards. We need his wise wisdom. No, we don't. We have Google, Techno says. Wilbur hums with approval and opens up the search bar. Google says... Wilbur pauses, waiting for the page to load. Bug spray is the solution. See? There, see? Where's the bug spray? Tommy, go get the bug spray. I don't want to get the bug spray. It's just gonna breathe it in and get stronger. That's not how bug spray works. Technoblade shakes his arm, trying to shake Tommy off. Tommy stubbornly clings on. Go get the bug spray. Tommy has a solid minute of continuing to whine and weep over the concept of a bloodthirsty cricket and how his life is bound to be ended by the bug in his room. But he eventually gets up and retrieves a can of good old reliable bug spray from the cabinet underneath the kitchen sink. Oh my gosh. Take some water out of my camo Rudy's cup. Yeah. Kitchen sink. He forces it into Techno's hands as soon as he's close enough, and then makes the biggest step known to mankind away from his door. He gives 2 supportive thumbs up to Techno. Technoblade quietly appreciates it. Shut up, Luca. Okay. Oh, that's Wilbur. Hold on. Okay, you're all good to go. You've got your lethal weapon to bring the monster to its knees, Wilbur says, now back on his feet, having gotten over his death from the cricket. Go put the fear of God into it. You're coming with me, Technoblade says, grabbing Wilbur by the arm and going for the doorknob. Wait! Wilbur stumbles, his voice rising in pitch as he gets dragged in through the doorway too quickly to process. Wait! The door closes behind them. Tommy stays where he is, listening closely to the quiet murmur of his brothers, talking to each other inside the room. He feels quite confident that this will be the kicker. No way will the cricket stand a chance against the Kraft twins, mighty and strong. Oh, God! Wilbur's muffled voice comes through the walls, and there's the hiss of bug spray being frantically used. Oh, God! The hiss does not stop. It keeps going. Along the sound of things crashing. Oh my fucking God! Wilbur swears, and Tommy places his hands over his mouth, sweat dripping past his temple. Or maybe this is just going to be another round of victory to the cricket. I sprayed it. Technoblade pants. Wilbur sprawled out on the floor again, this time face down with an incoherent sobbing being given into the floorboards. I swear I did, but it just took it. It didn't even... Techno leans his weight on his knees, head tilted down. Tommy thinks he might be shaking. You didn't kill it, Tommy chokes out, horror dawning on him. They're all doomed. If Techno and Wilbur can't do it, then the house is doomed. Their days, no, hours are numbered. It killed Wilbur. Technoblade points a finger towards his twin. It was in my hair, Wilbur cries, words muffled against the floor. I think we're overpowered here. It was a good run. It can have the house. Technoblade makes a gesture like he's waving a white flag, head tilted forward again in defeat. It's my room! Tommy screams. We can burn the room, Wilbur suggests through tears, lifting his face up from the floor. Then it thinks it's won, only to find fire. That's a good idea. Techno stands up straight, rejuvenated by the idea of a fiery revenge. Tommy, go get the matches. I'll get the gasoline. What? You're not burning my fucking room! Wilbur hums against the door. True. The fire will probably spread to the whole house. We're burning the house. We're burning the house. Specifics. The cricket will die anyway. Techno shrugs. I'm calling Dad, Tommy announces, reaching into his back pocket. No! Techno slaps them. Technoblade slaps at Tommy's phone in his hands, letting it clatter to the floor. He ignores the death glare he gets in return. He's on a date. We cannot bother him over a cricket. Of all things, his date is going to judge him over the capabilities of his children. It's a terrifying cricket, to be entirely fair, Wilbur tries to reason. It's trying to kill us, Tommy adds on. It's a cricket, Technoblade insists. He's going to laugh at us. Tommy scrunches his nose and crosses his arms over his chest, not wanting for their father to cackle at them over not being able to overcome the hurdle of facing a singular bug. Okay, what the fuck do we do then? We endure. Technoblade takes a deep breath in, then places his hands together. We're gonna kill it ourselves. Ourselves? No, you two. You're killing the bug. Tommy refuses, waving an arm to his room that is heavily filled with bug spray. That thing tried to kill me! It's a cricket, Technoblade grits out. It's like this tiny! He holds his thumb and pointer finger up, measuring out the size of it. It's not gonna kill you. It killed Wilbur! Wilbur's weak. He doesn't have the mental stability to win a fight. I can fucking hear you, Wilbur mutters out from the floor. But we do? Tommy asks skeptically. You sprayed the whole can at it. It didn't do... Tommy pauses, his head turning oh so slowly towards the bottom of his bedroom, eyes going wide with sheer horror sinking into his expression. Both Technoblade and Wilbur blink at the sudden silence and his reaction, and they also slowly follow his gaze to find a tiny little cricket standing by the crack of the bedroom door, having squeezed under to escape the room filled with bug spray. Oh no, Technoblade breathes out. Wilbur screaming his lungs out, backing away before the cricket even makes its first jump. Tommy's already running down the hall. Technoblade regrets ever coming up the stairs in the first place. I'm sorry. What the heck? Oh, that's funny. Oh, that is funny. Somewhere in a fancy little restaurant where fancy little lovebirds go to eat fancy food while looking lovingly into each other's eyes, Phil freezes mid-bite through his meal. He lifts his head like his name was suddenly called, looking around the place for anything unusual. Kristen stares at him with a curious raise of her eyebrows. What? She asks, searching around with him to see if something interesting has caught his eye. I feel like something's just happened. No way, his freaking dad's sense started tingling. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Yes, your army is great. Good job, chat. Good job. Phil answers. Kristen blinks, then turns back to Phil with a slight frown. What? Something just happened? Phil repeats, but now he's not even sure of it. He goes to reach for his phone, half tempted to send a text off to Techno to see if anything is presently on fire. But he decides against it. His boys can take care of themselves. He's sure there's nothing wrong. I don't know, just a weird feeling. Phil laughs it off, and Kristen laughs with him, the two of them returning back to their meal. So the upstairs is compromised. The doors and windows are locked. It's either us or it, and I like living, so it's going to be it that dies tonight, Technoblade declares, placing his hands down on the kitchen counter with a burning desire for victory in his eyes. Exactly. I like living, Wilbur agrees. So it can have Tommy's room. It can have all of our rooms. If it touches me again, I'm going to live on the front lawn. Won't the front lawn just have more bugs? Tommy asks. I'm moving to Nikki's house. Wilbur changes his mind, pulling out his phone. I can sleep on her couch for the next... He Googles for how long crickets live. 8 to 10 weeks. And how are you going to explain that to Dad? Technoblade deadpans. It's my rebellion phase. I'll say he doesn't understand me and not put on eyeliner, then he'll just want me out of the house by that point. Oh, God, stop talking or I'm going to sacrifice you to the fucking cricket, Tommy huffs, his expression twisted in a face of disgust. Technoblade, battle plan. Please tell me you have a battle plan. Okay, so we're out of bug spray. Technoblade starts, already making Tommy lose hope in ever getting his room back. We can either shoo it out or squish it. I vote to squish, for the sake of Wilbur's honor. Yes, please, Wilbur mutters out. We have to get close to it to squish it. Tommy leans forward on the counter, shaking his head. That's a bad idea. What else then? You said we can't use fire, because then we'd burn the fucking house down. But we would also kill the cricket in the process, Wilbur reasons. Like that's an alright trade to make. Tommy drops his head into his hands, groaning loudly. What if we throw something on top of it and trap it? Then we can squish it with something heavy. We can outsmart it, Techno suggests. Surely the three of them have more brain capability than a singular cricket. Surely. Yes, that's a great idea. We trap it, Wilbur agrees, nodding his head. How do we trap it? Tommy asks. A blanket? A net? A cup? Wilbur guesses. Cup is too small. We'd be within range of getting murdered. We don't have nets. There's a blanket in the living room. Technoblade points a finger over to the next room, and the three of them all share glances at each other, or glances to each other, nodding solemnly. Upstairs, the cricket makes a leap towards the stairs. Oh my gosh. Somewhere in the same fancy little restaurant with the lovebirds and the meals and all that junk, Phil stops midway through taking a sip of wine. He puts his glass down and stares at Kristen for a few seconds, lips pursed together to try and prevent a frown. Kristen raises her eyebrows. Phil opens his mouth, then chooses against whatever he was gonna say. It's nothing, he chuckles, fingers tapping against the table, fighting the urge to take out his phone and call his boys. He drains the rest of his wine. I've lost visual, Technoblade announces from the top of the stairs, a blanket held in his hands. You're fucking what? Tommy chokes out from where he's standing on top of the living room with Wilbur. They're both holding hands. They're refusing to talk about it. I do not know where it is, Technoblade rephrases. You what? Tommy repeats. It's not on the stairs or in the hallway or in your room, which, by the way, is gonna take a while to air out. Technoblade glances back towards the hallway, his nose scrunching up with the smell still lingering on him. You've lost it, Wilbur says incredulously, now looking around at the floor with a more present type of fear. We lost it. Technoblade holds a hand to his chest. This is a team effort. Team failure. We're gonna die! Tommy cries, crushing Wilbur's hand so tightly that the bones creak underneath his panicking grip. Wilbur makes a barely held back expression of pain. We're not gonna die, Wilbur insists, yanking at Tommy's arm. All we need to do is stay calm and figure out where it went. Technoblade suddenly slaps a hand over his mouth. Both Tommy and Will focusing their attention onto him. Don't look behind you, Technoblade whispers, like the terrible words of a horror movie character. Wilbur and Tommy, of course, ignore this advice and look behind them. The cricket sits on the TV, high and mighty. It jumps toward the table. Wilbur pushes Tommy to the ground before jumping towards the couch with a shriek. Oh my gosh, sacrificing your little brother. Damn, Wilbur, damn! In the same restaurant again, with the food gone from Phil's plate and the wine gone from his glass, both him and Kristen sit patiently for their bill with a mellow sort of energy floating over their heads. Phil's leg keeps twitching from underneath the table. He's been valiantly ignoring it for the past 10 minutes. Surely it is nothing. He also ignores the fact he's been touching his pocket, waiting for the buzz of a text message for the past 10 minutes as well. Surely everything is all right, and the house is not in flames at the current moment. Kristen seems mostly content with how the dinner has gone. She smiles warmly towards Phil, and against the calm, dim lighting of the restaurant, Phil thinks she looks quite lovely. He smiles back, the two of them sharing a kind, soft moment, and then his phone starts ringing. He blinks. Kristen blinks. Suddenly the mood is no longer calm, and rather, it's more dreadful. Like the storm is about to hit. Phil pulls his phone out to answer it on speaker mode, not wanting for Kristen to be left in the dark. Technoblade's contact photo smiles at Phil with a content sort of mood. His voice, when Phil actually starts the call, is anything but. Dad, I need help! Technoblade immediately yells, a deep panic in his words at the sound of Wilbur screaming hysterically echoes in the background. What? Phil asks. I messed up, Technoblade explains, which really elaborates on nothing. Something crashes loudly on the other side of the phone. Now Tommy is screaming. I made it mad! Oh God, it's on the couch! Wilbur cries out, sounding on the edge of tears. Tommy, it's on the couch! So echoey in here. Oh my gosh. Tommy's shrieking echoes through the phone. Kristen looks intensely worried for his well-being. Every man for himself! You're both on your own! Technoblade yells, the sound of shuffling coming over the mic. Techno presumably trying to make a run for it. I'm leaving the place and moving to Nikki's house. That was my idea, Wilbur complains. Oh God! Something crashes loudly again. Tommy swearing words so vulgar that a few of the tables in the restaurant are glancing over with concerned looks. Move, Wilbur! Technoblade screams. The phone call suddenly ends. Both Phil and Kristen stare at the screen, a baffled yet horrified look on their faces. Phil quietly swears to never ignore his fatherly instincts again. Kristen quietly pays for the bill. The drive to the house is slightly awkward. Phil half expects for the building to be in ashes by the time they get there, but much to his surprise, it's still standing. His boys are all sitting on the porch in different levels of distress. Technoblade is sitting on the steps with his head in his hands. Wilbur is curled up into a ball on the concrete path. Tommy is leaning against Techno's side, knees pressed to his chest. Hi, Dad, Tommy greets as both Phil and Kristen exit the car, his eyes looking hollow and staring off into the distance. What the fuck happened to you three? Phil asks. Cricket, Wilbur mutters, but it sounds more like the ramblings of a madman the way he says it. Cricket. There was a cricket. A what? Kristen asks. Oh, Tommy groans despairingly, pressing his face into his knees and trying to sink into Techno's side. Technoblade still hasn't lifted his head. Phil wonders if he's still conscious. A cricket, Wilbur repeats. There's a cricket in the house. He looks up from the floor to stare wearily at his father and pauses when he sees Kristen standing beside him. Please don't dump our father, he pleads. Kristen makes a sympathetic smile. It's Tommy's fault, Technoblade says, the first words he's said since Phil got here. What the fuck, man? Tommy mutters, softly, with feeling. So there's a cricket in the house, Phil says slowly, trying to figure it out. And you guys couldn't get rid of it? It kept jumping, Technoblade says tiredly. That's what crickets do, mate. Technoblade lowers his head further down with a groan. Is the front door unlocked? Kristen asks, pointing a finger up. All three of Phil's boys make a vague sound of yes. With that confirmation, Kristen makes her way up to the front porch, stepping around Wilbur's body and Techno and Tommy mourning on the steps. And she goes into the house. Sorry for killing your girlfriend, Tommy says to Phil, already accepting Kristen's death to the cricket. She's still alive, Tommy. Not for long. Wilbur weeps into the floor. A short minute passes, with Phil giving his best effort at comforting his children after their harrowing experience with a single cricket. Kristen steps back onto the porch with her hands cupped together, a nervous little smile on her face. Where should I put it? All three of the brothers immediately snap their head up. Just put it onto the lawn. Phil waves a hand, and Kristen nods, moving over to the grass with careful steps. Techno, Will, and Tommy all watch with wide eyes as she gently puts the cricket back into the wild, then pats her hands against her sides. Done with the deed, the monster defeated. All right, well, it won't be bothering any of you anymore, Kristen nods, turning to the boys with a grin. She gets 3 exhausted, hopelessly relieved stares in return. Wilbur might be crying again. Can you marry our dad? Tommy asks. Phil chokes on air. Oh my gosh. I loved that was was so good. I love that. I love that. Oh my gosh. I love tiny creatures and I never wish death upon them. However, that doesn't change the fact that I am so horribly terrified of them. Thank you for reading. Oh my gosh. That was amazing. GG, Mumsa. Get some claps in chat. Claps in chat. I think it just typed the word clap. Did that work? Yeah, it worked. Claps in chat. Huge. Oh my gosh. That was funny. I love that. I love that. That was a great one. Thank you for that suggestion, Witchy. Holy cow. Oh my gosh. Yes! Holy moly. Alright, what did I miss in chat? So, were y'all just like spamming the cricket emote? Was that it? The crow emoji, he's coming. Something just happened. Oh my gosh, I love that. Oh my gosh, guys, I think our cricket version of Techno's trending. Oh man. GG Mumsa. GG Mumsa. You just started an army? Dude, congrats. Not a lot of people can do that successfully. Holy moly. Oh my gosh, I love Sircantus Fix. That one was great. Holy cow. Dang, and we already hit 1 hour. I kind of wanna maybe look for that pirate fic now. Okay, now there are 2 known pirate fics of Sircantus. There's the Son of the Sea one, and then there's the one with Baby Tommy and Technoblade. What are y'all feeling? What are y'all feeling? Let me know. Baby? You want the baby one? Okay, cool. I like that one a lot. I'm trying to remember what it's called. Oh, it's like more precious than gold or something. Do it for him. Do it for him. Do it for him. Ba-da-da-dum. Oh man. Oh, the Avatar AU. That's a favorite of mine. Oh my gosh. It's a good one. Do 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 do. Baby, baby, baby. Okay. We're getting baby. I just gotta find it. Where is it? That's cricket. Songbird. The sun I know. Maybe I'm gonna dip. I think I'm gonna dip because there's a Good Omens fic we want to read, and that's all you think about. I was like, that was hella dramatic. Hey, fair enough. Go read your Good Omens fic. Go get it. Where did, I did it by the, okay, that's why I'm not finding it. It's because I did it, I sorted it wrong. Series? Is there a series? Let me just, okay. How do I search? Words, date posted. Sort and filter. This one was posted, like, before intervention of the Antarctic Empire. Staring with my wings. Oh, that's such a good one. That's such a good one. Ooh. I found it! Precious Golden Child. That's what it's called. Son of the Sea reminds me of Pirates of the Caribbean. Yes! Same! Same. I love that one a lot. I love that one a lot. It's so good. Alright. This one has 4 chapters, but I think I'm just going to read the first one because we're already an hour into the stream, and also the first chapter is really sweet, and I think y'all love it. Love, love, love. Bleep, bloop, blop, bleep, bloop, bop. Aight, let's do it. Ugh, this deserves more kudos. It's so good. All right. Precious Golden Child by Sircantus. The kid looks up at him with tears in his eyes, sniffling and seeming to be wanting for something, and Technoblade falters a bit when he sees how blue those eyes are. They remind him of Phil's eyes, almost. It's strangely endearing. Technoblade tilts his head to the side, frowning a bit as he stares back, listening to the baby make quiet noises up at him. A small hand gets raised up towards Techno, and like a soft fool, he reaches his hand into the crib. or in which pirate Technoblade breaks into an old ship to find loot, and he finds a baby Tommy instead, who is left behind in the abandoned ship. He takes Tommy with him back to Wilbur and Phil, and they go on to raise and love Tommy while being pirates at sea. Hey yo, love found family, also SBI, you can guess why. This is based one of my threads off Twitter of an AU. Tommy being treasure to SBI pirates. Love to see it. Enjoy. Alright. Let me drink some water and we'll get going. Can y'all hear the music? I never know how high to keep my music whenever I'm reading fics. Oh, this is a great playlist. This is a great album to be listening to. Oh, I want to play Abzu again. Techno gets separated from his crew. That's not a common occurrence, if anything. Oh, wait. Sorry, I read that without a pause. That's not a common occurrence. If anything, it's rare. Because they hardly split up on purpose, let alone on accident. They're careful with staying together, and they're careful not to lose each other. Aww. Technoblade knows that across the sea he's described as cruel, emotionless maybe. Not an ounce of mercy or love in his heart, hence the reason why so much blood stains his hands. Same with his crew. They're nearly monsters, with a lack of humanity in their souls. It's entirely the opposite. Techno doesn't mind the rumors saying he doesn't have a heart. It gives good intimidation when he needs it. But he does have a heart, and he does have love. He fights and kills for that same love, for the crew he considers family, considers his own. They fight for the same reason. All of them have agreed to never be alone again, never be abandoned or left behind. None of them will ever be left on their own ever again, not if they have anything to say about it. They've become stubborn with love in that way. If Techno becomes stuck on a sinking ship, then Wilbur and Phil will sit down and sink to the bottom of the ocean with him. It's a beautiful type of devotion. Techno sometimes still can't believe that he has that. Has people who will stay with him, even the amount of blood he's shed, the amount of lives he's taken. They're not scared. After all, they've taken just as many lives. Technoblade is a fearsome pirate on the seas, with his crew who are equally as terrifying. To those who survive to tell the tale, he's known as the blood god across the waters, and stories say he doesn't have a single bit of humanity left in him, only a never-ending thirst for bloodshed. What army can I start with this fic? Parents who abandon their child? Question mark? I think that could be an army you start, I guess. The stories are lies. Lies that Techno likes to laugh about with Wilbur. Lies that Phil repeats in a mocking voice that makes Techno roll his eyes. Technoblade has a heart and kindness. It's just never granted to anyone other than his crew. His crew, who he's been separated from. Dun dun dun! There was a fight at sea. A ship who came by and decided to try and take a crack at a measly group of pirates who should have been overpowered within moments. The skies overhead were filled with dark looming clouds. A storm quickly started when the first shot was fired. By all means, they should have been overpowered. It was 3 against what had to be at least 30 men. Techno had only had one sturdy sword in his hand. Phil held just 2 guns. Wilbur didn't even have a weapon. Technoblade cut off heads and sliced through enemies like it was just a fun dance. He moves too quickly to be shot, and by the time someone is reloading their gun to try again, they either have a sword in their chest or a bullet in their head. Wilbur had snuck onto the enemy ship, blended in easily with the chaos of fighting. He has a talent for that, sinking into the background like he belongs. By the time Technoblade has killed 10 men and filled 10 more, Wilbur's rigged explosives under the deck. Ooh, underneath the deck. Woo! Oh, man. They go back to their own ship. Watch and laugh as the surviving enemies curse them out. Wilbur grins wide as the explosive finally goes off, and the warm heat of the fire almost chases away the cold from the rain. Unfortunately, the fight doesn't end there, because pests have gotten onto their ship, and so they work to get them off and throw them into the sea. What are y'all Oh, it's all the fish, the fish army versus pirates. I'm not hopping on the bed-eating kid trip. Oh, man. It's okay. That's how he ends up with Technoblade and them. It's all gonna work out in the end, gamers. Don't you worry. Unfortunately, the fight doesn't end there. Because pests have gotten onto their ship, and so they work to get them off and throw them into the sea. Technoblade slips, makes a mistake. The storm is loud and unforgiving, and the dying man next to him is determined to bring Techno to the bottom of the sea. Phil screams his name when he goes overboard, and Techno holds his breath, hits water. He twists around in the relentless waves, turns into the idiot who is still holding on to him, and he strangles the fool to death underwater with his bare hands. Oh, damn. That's kind of badass. The storm is loud, and the sea is unforgiving. Technoblade tries his best to put his head above water. Who is it? Can I help you? Okay, give me a second. Bing bong, I'm back. My mom gave me my laundry. It's got my Juliberry hoodie in it. What? Is Techno John Wick? Yes. Oh my gosh. Back to the story. Can't believe Witchy tried to create anarchy. How dare you? No, you're fine. It's funny. La la la. The storm is loud, and the sea is unforgiving. Technoblade tries his best to put his head above water, not to try and grab a breath of air, but to tell Phil and Wilbur not to jump in after him. He knows it would be stupid for them to do so, and he knows they would do it anyway. Techno is pushed around by the ocean, and he hears Wilbur calling for him on the ship. Technoblade closes his eyes and finds himself falling into the dark. He opens his eyes to sunlight. He's on the shore of a beach, washed up with sand in his mouth and his clothes soaking wet. His shirt sticks to his skin as he sits up, and he can feel the sting of a wound on his side. Not life-threatening, but it should still be treated. His leg aches badly, and when he tries to stand up, he's forced to fall backwards onto the sand again, letting out a pained groan. He's alone on the shore, but he knows it won't be for long. It's funny, in a way, how even with a situation like this, Techno just feels annoyed. Wilbur and Phil would raise hell and search the entire sea for him. He knows this, so he doesn't feel worried about being alone, for now. He knows it won't last. But even if he's not going to be for long, that doesn't mean it's not going to be tedious. It's not going to be tedious to wait, though. Through. Techno leans back from where he's sitting, breathes in air and sighs out, irritated and already bored. He scans the shore with nothing else to do, and finds just sand and ocean waves, a few trees further on inland, and a ship. Or a shipwreck is a better way to put it. It's far, but not too far for Techno to throw away the possibility of going towards it. Just from here, he can see the damage. He can see holes blown through the wood, the mast gone and snapped off. The wood at the back of the ship looks like it was burnt. For a second, Technoblade wonders if it's the ship they were fighting against just a while ago. But it's not. Wilbur's explosives turned that ship into pieces. Looking out at the sea one more time, Techno sighs and pushes himself up on his feet, ignoring the ache that comes with it. He limps, hates the fact he's limping, but he moves slowly and steadily towards the abandoned ship. His curiosity is too much to handle, especially with the boredom of waiting to be picked up. He wonders if he'll find any left behind valuables, anything he can sell or keep. He's always had a liking for gold. Phil likes jewelry more than anything, especially red ones. Wilbur isn't too picky with his loot. He'll steal gold and jewels any day, but if there's ever a pretty dagger to be picked up, we'll grab that first. Which irks Technoblade just a bit, because Wilbur doesn't even use the daggers he has. He just holds on to them, like a collection. And Technoblade can't be angry about it, because he has his own collection of gold. And according to Phil's words, we all collect our own things, mate. How can he argue with Phil? The walk to get to the broken down ship is tiring and makes Techno be even more impatient for when his crew will come and pick him up. He's tired, he's limping, and he's pretty sure he needs to wash out his mouth with clean water. The ship is smaller than he thought when he gets up close. And the damage seems recent, more recent than what he's comfortable with, but he's curious for loot, so he finds a way in anyway. There's already a hole in the side of the ship, and Techno kicks it open a bit more, then ducks his head as he goes inside. The wood creaks under his boots as he stands up straight, and he's careful and wary of any enemies who might still be inside. It's empty though, and rather broken. There's debris thrown everywhere, and Technoblade makes his way through the ship, walking around craters and cautious when walking over weak flooring. He limps through the rooms that are still intact, pokes around and searches for anything worth of value, worth his time. He finds a small pile of gold coins in a drawer, and it's not much, but it's good for a start. He searches around a bit more, finds a damp blanket in the corner of the room, and uses it as a makeshift bag. The coins don't need to be cleaned at the moment. He can scrub each one when he's back home. Technoblade travels slowly, since he's still rather injured, but he steadily finds a few more trinkets, few more things that he could bring back. A silver cup with a pretty design etched into it, earrings with dull blue gems that could be shinier if Techno pries them out and cleans them, a thin metal chain that might be a bracelet of some sort, a key that has a small ruby embedded in it. By the time Techno's gone through half the ship, he has a good pile of loot in his bag. And he moves on to the next room, aiming to hurry up and finish so he can wait outside. Then he can look through the items he's found, pick at them while he waits for Phil and Wilbur. There's a sound that comes down the hallway, and Techno goes dead still. Presses his shoulder into the wall beside him to try and hide from view. He listens, strains his ear to figure out if someone is in the ship. He should turn back. Or if he should turn back. Sorry, I hear shuffling outside. Joel. Time to send our best warrior. Oh, that's amazing. He hears crying. A non-stop wailing. Clearly upset, and clearly young. Technoblade isn't afraid, not at all, but his heart drops anyway. He bites at the inside of his cheek, listens to the sound of a baby crying down the hall. Should he just turn back? This isn't his problem to deal with, and he has enough to take back. Technoblade frowns as he turns over his options, and knows that from the start there's only one he can really pick, if he wants to sleep peacefully at night. Technoblade is a murderer through and through. He knows that for a fact. He's not entirely bothered by it. He's not entirely bothered by it. But he knows that if he turns around and leaves an innocent young life behind, he's going to hear this baby crying in his dreams. He goes towards the sound, leaning a hand on the wall as he limps, the other hand holding onto the bag of loot. Part of him wonders as to why a kid would even be here. This ship is clearly abandoned, left behind since it's too damaged to be useful anymore. Surely whatever crew was here would take their child with them. Or not. Technoblade knows that people can be cruel idiots at times. He walks into the room where the crying is coming from, and he finds a room just as broken and dirty as all the others. There's a drawer that's been toppled over. A shattered glass is scattered across the floor. A worn-down crib is up against the wall, with the non-stop crying coming from there. Technoblade listens to the sound of wailing, high-pitched cries that repeat over and over again, and he can't help but make a face. He's not fond of crying children, or any children for that matter. Either way, he's always curious. So he steps around the broken drawer on the ground and slowly makes his way to the other side of the room. He holds a hand to the crib, leans against it a bit, and hears it creak with his weight. When he looks inside, he finds exactly what he thought he would find: a young baby crying out. He's small and tiny in that way that makes Techno feel fascinated at the way humans can just be so tiny and defenseless. The first thing that Technoblade notices is the hair. Bright golden hair, dulled a bit with the dirt that needs to be washed out. The second thing he notes is the clothes the kid is wearing. A big, worn-out shirt that's nowhere near clean enough for the kid. Hello, first-time chatter Jules is cools. Just got Twitch. I'm so happy you're the first stream I watch. I'm so happy you're here. Well, welcome in. Everyone give a warm welcome to first-time chatter Jules. We are wrapping up, finishing this lovely little SBI fanfic. But if you ever want to watch more, I have a VODs channel with a whole playlist with all these readings. So I hope you enjoy it. Yeah, he's wearing a big old shirt that's nowhere near clean enough for the kid. The third thing he notices is that the crying has stopped. Oh my gosh. Join the fish army. Oh my gosh. Our army! Guys, Joel's in chat. Joel's in chat. The kid looks up at him with tears in his eyes, sniffling and seeming to be waiting for something. And Technoblade falters a bit when he sees how blue those eyes are. They remind him of Phil's almost. It's strangely enduring. Oh, look at all those lovely little Joels. Look at him spin. That's so me. That's so me, guys. Just put some like blueberries on him. That's me. Technoblade tilts his head to the side, frowning a bit as he stares back. Listens to the baby make quiet noises up I'm losing it, Chad. I'm losing it. Listens to the baby make quiet noises up at him. A small hand gets raised up towards Techno, like a soft fool. Oh my gosh, look at all those fish! We're eating good tonight, Chad. Holy cow. A small hand gets raised up at Techno, and, like a soft fool, he reaches his hand into the crib. Tiny fingers curl around his pinky with a strong grip, and the kid babbles up at him, pulling at Techno's hand until it's resting against the kid's chest. The kid wraps his arms around Techno's hand, holds onto it like it's a stuffed teddy bear, and Technoblade doesn't pull away. His other hand that was holding onto the bag of loot goes loose, and he lets the makeshift bag slip out of his grip. He listens to the sound of clinking coins hitting the ground, and he pays it no mind, instead using his now free hand to reach into the crib as well. Techno doesn't have much experience with kids. He doesn't know how to care for one or how to raise one. Then again, it doesn't matter too much. He can learn. And it's not like he'd be doing it on his own. His crew would help. He thinks Phil could be a good role model. Maybe Wilbur will like the kid. Think he's cute. Come on, kid, Technoblade says quietly, pulling the baby out and resting him against his chest, careful to hold on tightly. The kid fusses a bit with being picked up out of his crib, and Techno tries to soothe him as he reaches his hand up to try and pick dirt out of the kid's hair. All right. Technoblade turns and leaves the room, leaving his loot behind without a second glance. He keeps murmuring words of reassurement. Reassurement. Yeah, that's a word. He rubs his hand against the kid's back. He hopes that, for once, his fearsome reputation is only due to his actions, and not the way he looks. The kid doesn't seem to be scared, though. Only a bit upset, and a little too cold. Techno holds him close, walks slowly and carefully through the ship, taking extra caution to not trip and fall, since he's holding precious treasure in his arms. Techno leaves the ship with nothing but a baby in his arms and a warm feeling in his chest. He's left behind all his loot, but he smiles happily anyway, and listens to the kid babble non-stop at him. Non-stop! Gentlemen of the church. Sorry, Hamilton just possessed me for a second. And listens to the baby babble non-stop at him. Noises that mean nothing and everything to him. There's small hands that pull at his braid, which is mostly undone at this point. A mess of tangled pink hair. Technoblade runs his fingers through the baby's hair in return, and he gets a tiny young laugh as a reward. The sun is bright outside as Technoblade makes his way back onto shore. The light bounces off the kid's hair, makes that golden color seem even brighter, and Technoblade can't help but think, I've found the most valuable thing in the world. He mumbles the words quietly into the kid's hair, limps slowly down the shore and watches the sea. He's not surprised to find a familiar ship near the shore far off, and he can see someone running towards him. He hears Wilbur yelling his name with a happy, panicked tone. Technoblade's steps come to a stop and stays where he is. He holds a talkative baby in his arms and waits for Phil and Wilbur to get him. Yay! That's such a good one! I love it. I might never left kudos on this. I'm a fake Sircantus fan. Holy cow. Oh, well, wasn't that just the sweetest? I love that one. Here, I didn't realize I didn't send the link in the chat. Holy cow. As fish we protect, as the crickets we attack. Oh, that's amazing. Y'all are funny. Y'all are funny. Oh, man. Let me get the...
How many shrimps do you have to eat before you make your skin turn pink? Eat too much and you'll get sick.
Shrimps are really rich. Woo! Yeah. Well, guys, that was gonna be it for today's stream. We got through 2 little chapter things. That was awesome. Look at us go! Shrimp rave? Yeah, shrimp rave! I gotta go back. Hold on. Shrimp rave.
Shrimps do you have to eat before you make your skin turn pink? Eat too much and you'll get sick. Shrimps are pretty rich.
Kazoo time? Oh my gosh! What song do you want to do? This song? Okay. Now I gotta start it over again. Okay, here we go, chat.
How many shrimps do you have to eat before you make your skin turn pink? Eat too much and you'll get sick. Shrimps are pretty rich.
Yeah, that's all I know. I've only ever heard like the beginning of this song. What's my... Oh yeah. Heart's pumping. Heart's pumping. Ooh. What time is it? Oh, it's 3. Well, that's great. I'm gonna go play Disney Infinity with my sister now. This was really fun. Thank you guys everyone for showing out today. For chilling and making funny memes and stuff during our lovely, lovely little SBI Sunday. Gonna go ahead and unpause this dashboard sound alert. And then we're gonna see who we can go send our lovely community over to. Well, that's me. Okay, who's live? Ooh, Riley's live. Gamers, listen. Riley's a new mutual of mine. We played Lethal Company together that one time with Mads. She's so sweet. And she's currently playing Valorant. I know recently. Oh wait, no way, she just started stream. Chat, this is gonna make her day. So make sure y'all stay so you can also get more berry bonus points, because you get more channel points when you join the raids. But definitely go over there and give her a follow, because holy cow, we love supporting other small streamers in this house. All right, awesome. So let me just get the lovely little thing copied. Okay, let's do /raid Riley page. Okay. There's the raid. The raid has been created. So when you head over in there, you can copy this command, or copy, if you have a sub, you can do this one. Get the raid emotes in there. Yeah, that seems about it on this end. Stream on Wednesday. Expect some more TikToks soon. I gotta go through some stuff and edit. But yes, did y'all like the afternoon stream? This was kind of nice. But yes, chat, without further ado, remember, you are beautiful. You are worthy. You are valid. I love you all very, very much. And I'll see you all in the next stream, which is going to be on Wednesday at 7 p.m. CST. Make sure you join the Discord so you get all the information about that and my stream schedule. Scream schedule? What is this, Monsters Inc.? Nah, stream schedule. But yes, chat, have a good night. Or afternoon, I guess. Have a good rest of your day. All right. Bye, y'all.